Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a really unique franchise opportunity. It's built on a super simple but powerful idea. You get paid to save other businesses money. It's a model that promises recurring revenue with, get this, zero risk to the client. So how on earth did that actually work? Let's find out. Seriously, just think about that for a second. Imagine walking into a business and saying, I'm going to lower your bills and you don't have to pay me a thing unless I do. And from there, you build your income from a piece of the money you save them. It sounds a little too good to be true, right? Well, that's the exact business model we're going to break down today. Okay, so an opportunity like this can only exist if it's solving a really, really big problem. And in this case, it's a massive, hidden problem that affects pretty much every single company out there, from tiny nonprofits all the way up to the Fortune 500. Here's the thing. Most businesses, and I mean most of them, are overpaying for essential services. We're talking about things like telecom, shipping, waste removal, even their credit card processing. Why? Well, they just don't have the time, the super specialized expertise, or frankly, the negotiating power to get the absolute best deals. And their vendors? They're not exactly in a hurry to point that out. And this is where Schooley Mitchell steps in. They delivered this number, 28%. Now, that is the average savings they find for their clients. This isn't some vague promise. It's a hard number, a quantifiable result that's been proven over thousands and thousands of client analyses. And that 28%? Well, it adds up. Big time. To date, the company has found and delivered over $1 billion in documented savings back to their clients. And every single one of those dollars goes straight to a company's bottom line. All right, a problem this huge needs a really specialized solution. So let's take a closer look at the company that has built its entire reputation on solving it. First off, Schooley Mitchell is not the new kid on the block. They've been doing this since 1997 and have built a massive network all across North America. But here's the part that is absolutely crucial to their model, their independence. They do not take kickbacks from service providers. That means their recommendations are based only on what's best for the client, period. The real secret sauce here, the power behind their whole approach, is something called the contingency model. It just completely removes any and all risk for the client. The consultants find the savings first, and only then do they share in those savings. So if they can't find any way to save you money, the client pays nothing. It makes saying yes to this an absolute no-brainer for any business owner. So how does a franchisee actually go about delivering these kinds of results? You're probably thinking you need to be an expert in a dozen different things, but you don't. You just have to follow a proven system. Franchisees have this huge portfolio of essential services they can dig into. We're talking everything from shipping and waste all the way to the software a company uses every single day. That kind of diversity means that almost every business out there is a potential client, no matter what industry they're in. The process itself is beautifully simple. It's just 3 steps. First, you identify opportunities by looking at a client's bills. Second, and this is key, a team of experts back at the head office does the heavy lifting, negotiating with the providers for you. And finally, you just present the better options back to the client. They choose, and everybody wins. Okay, so we get how it helps the clients. It's a fantastic deal for them. But what makes this a compelling business for you to actually own? This is where the model really starts to shine for the franchisee. Let's just put this side by side with a typical franchise for a second. Most franchises box you into a territory. With this, there are none. Most have crazy high overhead with rent and inventory. This is a low overhead model. And while a lot of businesses go up and down with the economy, the demand for cutting costs, that's always there, making this a seriously recession-resistant business. And the financial side of things is designed for building long-term wealth. You're building recurring revenue, not just one-off sales, with clients often signing on for 3 years. The initial investment is under $75,000 all in. And you're not just buying yourself a job. You are building a valuable, saleable asset. And just to give you an idea of the potential, one franchise recently sold for $4.5 million. Yeah. Right about now, you might be wondering, okay, but how can I possibly be an expert in all these different areas? And the answer is, you don't have to be. A massive support system at the head office handles all the heavy lifting for you, from the really complex analysis to marketing and training. I mean, think about it. You've got a team of over 75 analysts at corporate. They're basically your team. So you're not buried in spreadsheets. Your job is to be the consultant, the relationship builder, the trusted advisor. You focus on the client, and the expert team helps you deliver the amazing results. So the model looks great on paper, right? But what's it actually like to run one of these franchises day in and day out? Let's hear from some people who are actually in the field doing it. A theme you hear over and over from franchisees is the culture. They don't see each other as competitors, but as a collaborative team. As this one franchisee from Georgia put it, this is not just an organization. It is a team and a family. You're not alone in your mission. And this next quote really shows how all the pieces click together. This franchisee said, "The tools, the clout, the support from head office made it the best decision I've ever made." You can see how it's a whole system where every single part is designed to help you succeed. So, if this model is starting to resonate with you, if you're thinking, this is pretty interesting, what's the next step? Well, the path to ownership is actually a lot more flexible than you might think. You know, one of the biggest hurdles for anyone wanting to start a business is leaving the security of their current job, right? That big, scary leap. Well, Schooley Mitchell actually created a solution for that exact problem. It's called the Builder Program, and it's designed so you can start part-time. The initial payment is lower, and there's even financing available. It's a structure that lets you build up your client base and your revenue on the side, which totally de-risks that transition into becoming a full-time entrepreneur. Now, this isn't for just anyone. They're looking for professionals, people with a background in management or sales or consulting, people who already know how to build relationships and communicate value. If you've been looking for a way to take all that experience and leverage it into your own rewarding business, this could really be it. You know, we started by asking what it would be like to build a business by saving other companies money. But maybe the more interesting question is this. In an economy where every single dollar counts, who is better positioned for success? The person selling a new service or the person finding money that's already there? If that sounds like a journey you're ready to explore, the first step is simple. Schedule a discovery call and see if this is the right fit for your next chapter.